Ever wonder why martial artists wear different colored belts? The tradition actually tells two fascinating stories about mastery that completely changed how I think about personal growth.
That's really interesting timing. I was just reading about martial arts traditions. Most people probably assume it's just about ranking students.
Well, there's this incredible symbolism behind it that goes way deeper than rankings. In fact, there are two profound interpretations that tell us something amazing about the journey from beginner to master.
Oh, tell me more about these interpretations. What makes them so special?
So, the first one is really tangible. It's about the physical transformation of the belt itself. When you start training, you get this pristine white belt. But here's where it gets interesting. Traditionally, that belt would actually change color naturally through training.
Wait, you mean the belt literally transforms from all the training?
Exactly. Think about it. Every drop of sweat, every hour of practice, every moment spent on the mat gradually stains and darkens that pure white belt. Over months and years, it slowly transforms until it becomes completely black.
That's such a powerful metaphor for the journey itself, each mark telling its own story.
And what's fascinating is how this physical transformation mirrors what's happening inside the practitioner. Just as the belt changes through consistent effort, the student's understanding deepens in parallel.
You mentioned there was another way to look at it, though. What's the second interpretation?
The second view compares it to natural cycles, specifically the growth of a plant from seed to maturity. The white belt represents a seed full of potential. As the student progresses, they move through colors that mirror natural growth stages.
How do the different colors connect to those growth stages?
Well, yellow represents those first rays of sunlight being absorbed. Orange signifies developing strong roots. Green symbolizes visible growth and resilience, like a plant sprouting new leaves, and blue shows it reaching for the sky. Then comes purple, like the evening before night, a stage of transition and wisdom. Brown is the strong trunk, standing firm against storms. And finally, black, the steady, unshaken tree, carrying the wisdom of every lesson learned.
That's beautiful. But what happens when someone reaches black belt? Is that the end point?
Here's where both interpretations take an unexpected turn. The black belt isn't the end at all. In many systems, with true mastery, the belt eventually turns red, like autumn leaves, marking a whole new phase of development.
Something tells me there's more to this story. What comes after red?
This is perhaps the most profound part. White threads start appearing in the red belt. The cycle comes full circle, returning to where it began, but now with decades of experience woven into it.
That's incredibly meaningful, suggesting even the greatest masters return to being beginners in some way.
And you know what's fascinating? This concept appears across different martial arts traditions spanning multiple cultures. It's this universal recognition that mastery isn't about reaching some final destination.
You know what this reminds me of? How some of the most accomplished people often talk about feeling like beginners again, always discovering new things to learn.
That's exactly it. The more you know, the more you realize how much there is still to discover. Both interpretations, whether focusing on physical transformation or natural growth, carry this same profound message.
How do you think understanding this symbolism affects students going through the progression?
It completely transforms their experience. Instead of just chasing the next rank, they can appreciate each stage as meaningful and necessary. Every training session becomes part of this larger story of transformation.
That must create such a different mindset than just rushing to get to black belt.
Especially in our modern world where we're so focused on quick results and instant gratification. These traditions remind us that true mastery requires patience, dedication, and most importantly, an appreciation for the journey itself.
Do you think these traditional systems still have relevance today?
I'd argue they're more relevant than ever. In a world obsessed with speed and efficiency, these traditions remind us that the most valuable transformations happen gradually through consistent effort over time.
That's such an important reminder in our instant gratification culture.
And what's really powerful is how this symbolism extends beyond martial arts. It's a metaphor for any kind of meaningful personal development or skill mastery, whether you're learning music, developing a craft, or growing in your profession.
That's probably why these traditions have endured. They contain these universal truths about human growth and development.
And they teach us these truths through such beautiful, tangible symbolism, whether it's through the gradually darkening belt or the metaphor of natural growth cycles. These traditions make abstract concepts feel real and accessible.
It really makes you think about your own journey in whatever you're pursuing.
And recognizing that those moments of returning to the beginning aren't steps backward, they're actually signs of true mastery. It's about having the humility to always remain open to learning. Sometimes the deepest truths are hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to look a little closer and discover their meaning.